On the last episode of the series, we had some, let's say, underwhelming dystopian photographs. So let's see if we can hit the mark on this one. In this video today, I have a roll of Cinestill 800T shot at night, so we're keeping theme with that wintertime night film photography. But I also have a roll of black and white. We got some Ilford Delta 3200 shooting daytime interiors. So of course I'm armed with my trusty Nikon F100 and waste no time and jump right into this video. Loving the first of this roll. There's really something about photographing empty alleyways at night on Cinestill 800. It's just so beautiful. And I just love the way the color looks of Cinestill 800T at night, and just a little bit of bonus points for the light leak there. Love this shot of the cyclist. You know me, I always love capturing bikes, but this pose and the composition with the skyline in the background just makes the photo so much more special. The next shot's pretty sick too, with the color contrast going on with the blues and the yellows. You can never miss when those colors are in frame. I really love these last couple of shots, especially just because of the increased exposure from the merchandise displays. Of course, you need as much exposure as you can get at night, but the halation, the mix of colors, all just make this look really cool. Silhouettes cast by neon signs, can't miss. This is another one of my favorites from the roll. I really like the key light in this image and how it mixes with the interior lighting. And it's also just like a lovely moment to capture and illustrate. You know, sharing some food at a really comfy restaurant is just beautiful. Another beautiful moment with the skyline in the back. I just think lights in the distance on Cinestill also just look so good inherently. Another really nice one from this roll. There's something about the shot that's just so moody. I think maybe it's the top light, that's what caught my eye in the first place, but I just love how isolated this frame is, and you know, we're along a busy avenue in Toronto, but you just have this moment between these two people at an ATM, and it just looks so good in general. You only really get this in wintertime, but there's something about misty windows that I just love seeing in photographs. I think it's so cool the way it obscures the inside, but still offers a really cool texture to look at and something that's really interesting with all the little water droplets. And this photo was no different, so I knew I needed to capture it when I saw it. Obligatory motion blur shots. There's a reason why these images are so popular on social media. And on film, when that motion blur mixes with the film grain, I just think it looks so good. I would say that this was a successful attempt at capturing those nighttime dystopian vibes. Spadina Avenue really lends itself to this because of all those merchandising stalls and food vendors. There's just so much more light to work with, and it just offers a more interesting environments to look at than my previous video of Yorkville. The images were so much sharper this time, and I had a lot less issues with motion blur, and the autofocus gave me a lot less issues. So out of this roll, I would say there's about 19 keepers, which is pretty good for me. So moving on to this next roll, I have my lovely girlfriend with me, tagging along, and we're going back to Spadina Avenue. But like I said before, we're switching it up with some black and white film and shooting interiors. I really want to do a lot more liminal space work, and that was my main focus with this roll. There's some really interesting quiet malls around Spadina Avenue, so I thought this would be a great place to start and explore some of that liminal space photography. I also really just want to preface that the moments we walk outside, my POV rig, which is just an iPhone running Blackmagic Cam, never adjusted exposure. So the sun looks as close as the moon is. So just prefacing the blown out highlights ahead of time. But without further ado, let's jump right into these images. Figured I would shoot some images on the way there, and since the TTC has some pretty liminal spaces of their own, it couldn't hurt. I really love this shot in Spadina Station of these pillars leading the way to the stairs up top. It's just some really cool textures going on. I also want to highlight this other shot I got on the bus on the way there. This dude was playing Tech Deck on like a magazine, and I just thought it was so sick. So I was really trying to capture a moment where the Tech Deck was in air and he was like doing a cool flip. I just missed it, but I still think the image and the moment is just so cool to remember. These first two images after I put on my POV rig were exactly what I was looking for. Just dilapidated structures and missing context. Just a weird room in general. But we thought that this mall was connected to a larger mall and we tried to go through underground, but it actually wasn't connected. It was two separate malls. So the liminal space really starts in the next one. So we moved. This is the warning I was giving. Please forgive me and my busted iPhone 12 Pro. I love when my girlfriend finds better photo spots than me. Like this no urination sign. This is the kind of mall I was looking for. This shot is one of my favorites from the roll. I realized I love composing with layers of pillars and just creating cool frames within frames. But I just love how vast and open this space is of this shot. Some really beautiful, spooky, liminal vibes are happening. Some backroom-esque vibes. Just hallways that lead nowhere and weird, dilapidated lights. It's all so beautiful on this super grainy black and white film. I really like the light gradient of this one and just how the top of the frame slowly gradiates into a brighter, more exposed part of the image. I love gradients, and grain plus gradients also look so good. And just an interesting composition with just so much headroom with the ceiling being lowered by the stairs above. You can't really get more artsy-fartsy than a photo of some philosophical art quote on some grainy-ass black and white film. A+. Slimming and firming. I'm really happy with the end of this roll too. Sadly, I obviously had to cut the POV rig because that shit was unusable. It was so bright. The highlights were literally from heaven. But the images were really great. I love the mix between the location and the film stock. They just go hand in hand. You know, graffiti ladled back alleyways and grainy black and white film just makes it look so grungy and dingy. And that's what I was really going for. Well, that's been another installment of POV Photo Fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy how chill this series is. It's really easy and approachable for me to make, so I'm gonna keep making them. Again, this series is really about experimenting different styles, trying different film stocks, trying different approaches. So if there's anything that you think I should try out, comment down below. I will take any suggestions. I read everything. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can always message me on Instagram at whoiscameronrollins, or feel free to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.